Hello again guys, it's Carly from the Poetry of Nice and I am coming at you today with a sales video. So today I'm going to show you a few things that sold for me over the last sort of 2 to 3 weeks, just like a selection on Etsy, Poshmark, on eBay, which are the 3 platforms at the moment that I am selling on. So yeah, let me just go ahead and dive right in. The items I'm going to show you, buyer paid shipping in all of the cases. Sometimes on Poshmark I will offer like a shipping discount, but very rarely do I do free shipping at this point in time. If something comes up like that, I will make sure to let you guys know. I'll let you know what the actual selling price of the item was for me, and I'll do my best to let you know what I paid for the item and where I picked it up originally as well, because that can be kind of useful information. Okay, so first I'm going to show you on Etsy is this pair of vintage purple high-waisted jeans. Good keywords here is obviously like mom jeans. They were super 90s. They had the high rise, which actually is missing from my title. High rise is a great keyword to use. Tapered leg. Yeah, these are pretty in fashion now, especially like fall coming around. People are definitely doing some more jean shopping. I picked these up for around 50 cents at a rummage sale. They were no particular brand, just random 90s jeans, but just in the right style, and they sold on Etsy for $24.95 plus shipping. All right, next item. I apologize if my computer is slow, bear with me. Okay, so piece of Halloween decor. This guy has actually been through 2 Halloweens with me so far, and like, thank goodness somebody bought him here in July, August. So this was originally a blow mold, well, it is a blow mold, but it originally had a handle. You can probably see this rough edge up here. Plenty of photographs of that I wanted to show people. It's a little bit kind of worn and whatnot, but he still makes a great decor piece. I thought he was full of sort of character and whatnot. He was from the 80s, I believe. I picked him up for about $1 at a yard sale, and he finally sold for $16.95 plus shipping. So, you know, I'm glad to see him go. I hope he likes his new home. All right, next item. Okay, so these 23, there were 23 vintage political pins. They were all reproductions. They were reproductions from the 1970s. If you're wondering how I know that, you can check. I don't have any photos, I don't think, right now, and you can see there was definitely some wear and patina. But along these edges right here that I'm kind of pointing to, you'll often find some text and some dates, and there was, I think, 72, 73 perhaps was the reproduction date for most of these pins at the time. I actually bought this huge lot of pins. I paid $20 and I got them in like a little glass display case at a yard sale, and I started off by selling them off individually or like in sort of relevant clumps of like 3 or 4. And I made my money back almost right away on that. And I kept going, and eventually, I'll be honest with you, I got sick and tired of doing it. So I lotted everything else up that was left over, and went ahead and just threw them up. And they sold for on Etsy for $29.95. So obviously paying $20 for the whole lot originally, and having sold a lot of them up until now, that is still a good return on investment. And they don't cost much at all to ship, but the buyer did pay shipping. Okay, and then the last thing I'm going to show you on Etsy is this. So this is obviously not vintage because it's from the year 2000, but it does qualify as like a craft material on Etsy, with it being an embroidered patch. So actually I picked this up as a t-shirt at a yard sale. When I got it home, I sort of thought it was so cute, especially with it all being like full embroidery. However, the t-shirt was super stained, and there was nothing I could do to get it out. Like, no matter what I would crop or tab or anything like that, it was going to be super stained. So I decided to just rescue this this patch right here and just kind of cut it out, which I made sure that the buyer knew that where it was from and whatnot, and I had this rough edge around it, and it sold for $14.95. So technically 50 cents into $14.95, and I feel like I salvaged something kind of cool rather than just, you know, donating or having to throw it away. Okay, on to Poshmark. So just a few examples of things that have sold for me on Poshmark in the last 2 to 3 weeks. So this is obviously J. Crew. It's J. Crew Factory. I will show you how I know that. Here's the label down here, and it has these 2 little dots here. Let me know that this is a J. Crew Factory piece. Without the dots, that would tell me that it was J. Crew, just like the standard store. It was a super cute, let me see, tan white striped crossed back top. That is the actual, like the striped crossback top is the actual name for it, because J. Crew pieces, like a lot of different pieces, the little care tags, I mention this every time, but if you're new, this is always good information. The little tags that you would find down here inside that would have like your fabric content and your care instructions. Oftentimes you'll also find a style number. If you input that into Google with your brand, you may very well find the actual name for the item, which is great for listing, and it's also great for pulling up relevant comps. So I paid about $4 for this at a thrift store, and I took a best offer of $22. This is all before fees as well. Let me just let you know that. It's like disclaimer. The prices that I'm giving you are what the items sold for. But bear in mind that platforms do take fees as well. And obviously I'm letting you know what I paid for the item, so that would be deducted as well from the price the buyer paid. Just, you know, full disclosure and all that. Okay, so this is a pair. I love these when I found this. These vintage boots. So they're like got this kind of Western vibe. This was all embroidery here. They were super scuffed up and worn in, but I kind of like that. They had a lot of character to them. They were made in Korea. They were just cool. Now they did have some wear. You can see down here, like there was some kind of chipping and stuff to the heels. So they did take a little while to sell. They've probably been listed for around 4 to 5 months at this point. I paid $2 at a rummage sale, and I took a best offer of $30. Which I feel like with the issues and stuff is a fair price. Had they been in much better condition with just the wear around the toes, I probably would have held on for a little bit longer. But I don't mind $2 into $30. That's pretty good. All right, and then another pair of vintage shoes. These Doc Martens, again, super like beaten up and worn in, but that's kind of the look. These were a vintage pair. They were made in England. Cool, like grey and black color block thing happening. I don't know. Close-up pictures and stuff of the wear just to make sure people know exactly what they're getting. Yeah, so I actually picked these up for around 50 cents at a rummage sale, and they sold for $40, I believe. Yes, $40, with the buyer paying shipping as well. So this Luton grey, like it's like a teal coloured cowl neck sweater. This is a cowl neck here, and it had a heathered marled type sort of knit to it or whatever. It was a really nice sweatshirt, and it was new with tags, and that was a surprise when I got home. Do you ever do that when you buy something at a thrift store and you get home, or anywhere really, you get home and realize like, oh my goodness, it's new with tags after all. But anyway, I paid $4 for this at the thrift store, and it sold for a best offer of $30. All right, next item. Boston Proper. This is a brand I love to sell, love to find, love to sell, and they have some really fun pieces. This was like a gold metallic, almost bodycon style dress, and it had this beautiful mesh up here as well. So I picked this up for $6.99 at a thrift store, and it sold for full asking price of $50. I love when that happens on Posh, plus shipping. Great party dress. Jones New York, so not a particularly wonderful brand. However, this was a really cool, like very, very bright green tweed blazer. It was in a good size. It was size 12. It had these like oversized wood buttons. Just a really cool piece overall. Paid about $1 at a rummage sale, and it sold for $25. This was a piece I paid $4 at a thrift store for. It sold for $20. It's Fabletics. Fabletics is one, again, that you can check out style names and style number. This was the Andrea Shrug, as you can see. And so it's kind of like this long drapey cardigan, and then this here is like a built-in shawl that you can wear. It was hard to like communicate that, I felt, in my photographs, but anyway, it sold for $20, and that'll do. These Sam Edelman pumps, they sold for $30. I picked them up for $1 at a rummage sale. Really cool, like block heels and all that. Yeah, I thought they were pretty neat, and they sold. They probably took about 3 months or so to sell, so you know, they took their time, but the buyer was super happy, and so am I. Lucky Brand, if it's cheap enough, i.e. $1 or less, I pretty much always pick up Lucky Brand. I have pretty good luck selling it fairly quickly, I think at least, and I don't, this was a size extra large, but I still find that I can move some of the, like a large and a medium and all that. Small, maybe a little bit more difficult, but certainly I don't have too much trouble according to size with this brand. It never really moves for much, usually between like 14 and 18 for me. This just happened to sell for $18, and I paid about $8 at a rummage sale for this. These I picked up for $5 at a yard sale, which I guess was maybe a bit too much, but I ended up taking a best offer there of $25, because after you take into consideration Poshmark's 20% fees and the fact I spent $5 on them, I still got a $15 profit, and I turned them over pretty quickly, like within 2 weeks, and it just happened to be a very slow sales day, and so hey, this person got their offer accepted. But yeah, I thought they were really cool, and if they were my size, I would totally have kept them, but they were not, so there we go, that's the way it goes. This cabbie top I was really surprised by. So again, cabbie is one that has style numbers, so this was the printed stitch placket blouse. I don't know, but anyway, apparently this was a sought after piece, because on both eBay and Poshmark, where I cross-listed, eBay had a bunch of watches within a day, Poshmark had a bunch of likes and whatnot within a day, and it sold within 24 hours of listing it. So just goes to show some cabbie pieces, even if they're older, do still sell quickly. There we go. So paid about 50 cents for this at a rummage sale, sold for 20. Sundance, this is a brand I love to pick up and I still find pretty hard to sell. I don't understand why, because I feel like it sells really well for a lot of people, but there we go, that's just life. But I paid about $4 for this at a thrift store, and I took a best offer of 30. Actually, no, I think this was full price. I listed at 30, it sold at 30. Took a couple of months, but then someone swooped in and bought at full price, which is good. And the last piece to show you here is just these Cole Haan peep toe pumps. I paid $4 for these at a rummage sale in the like boutique section, and I took a best offer of 35 about a month or so later, which is not too bad. All right, on to eBay. A pair of Abercrombie & Fitch distressed men's shorts. These probably took about a month to sell. I paid $1 at a rummage sale. They sold for full asking price of $19.99 plus shipping. Keds, I really like Keds when they have a fun print or they have like a fun texture to them. These were like a sort of almost sparkly metallic tweed to them. They were in good shape. I was really impressed when I found them. I paid $1 at a rummage sale and they sold for a best offer of $19, and they sold probably within about 3 weeks. This is another brand I really love to pick up. It's Cut Loose. I found out about this just a little while ago when I picked up a bunch at a yard sale and realized that I'd actually done kind of good. But yes, I have 2 pieces that I sold in the last week or so of Cut Loose, and I would definitely pretty much pick it up whenever I find it, is my opinion. It's a very like lagan look. It always has kind of like a layered look to it, usually darker colors in my experience. Anyway, let me go ahead and show you the tag so that you know what I'm talking about. There we go, Cut Loose. Also has style numbers, I believe, and I paid $4 for this at a thrift store. It sold for $25.19 on sale, just a top. Lucky Brand jeans, these are the Sophia skinnies. I don't pick up all Lucky Brand jeans. Men's tend to do better than women's in my experience, but a good skinny jean I'll pretty much always pick up. These were half price at a thrift store, so I paid about $3, and they sold for $19.75 on sale. This I wanted to show you because I've had this listed in my store, this Orvis blazer, for almost like over a year now. It has listed. I did it as a flat lay photograph. The other day I decided to pull it out randomly, stick it on my mannequin and redo photos with better lighting, and it sold like hours later. It's been here for a year and it's sold for full price with nobody even offering me anything. Sold for $24.99. So I don't know what I paid for it because it's ancient at this point when it comes to my inventory, but it just goes to show how much photographs matter. I changed nothing else, didn't change the title, didn't change the description. I just retook the photographs, made them brighter and put it on a form, and hey, guess the right buyer came along. I don't know, but I figured I would share that. This dress I've actually sold once before. I've picked it up twice now at least. It's joie, that's what I want to call it. I believe it's French. And it was a beautiful black knit sweater dress. It was like a cashmere wool blend, super soft and great condition. It had like a ribbed feature here. Again, this is something I probably could have stuck on a mannequin, but I didn't. I just kept it flat laid. This was an old photograph as well, and it had these lovely bell sleeves, but it sat forever, and I bet you anything, if I took a better photograph of it, it would not have sat for so long. There we go. We will never know. Anyway, I took a best offer of $40, and I paid about $3.50 at a half price sale for this item. A pair of good old American Eagle black skinny jeans. If they're cheap enough, these were $3.50. I pretty much always pick them up. I prefer to pay $1 to $2 for these. Skinnies, especially distressed skinnies, I will pretty much always pick up. That's almost the only American Eagle jeans I'm picking up at this point, truth be told. But that may change, you never know. So I paid about $3.50. They sold for $16.99 plus shipping. Would have preferred to have paid less. Vintage piece that sold on eBay. I paid about 25 cents for this at a rummage sale, and it sold for $22.49 on sale. It was a really pretty, like these kind of puff sleeves, this higher collar, and then the floral print had like a metallic sort of thread running through it. It was really, really a cool 70s piece. Let me see if I can find the label as well, because that's always fun. Oh, there's nothing particularly fun about the label. Oh well. It's still kind of cool. So yes, I love selling these vintage pieces. They just seem to move. They're a lot more long tail for me than, you know, things like cut loose and American Eagle that people are looking for. Speaking of which, another cut loose piece. This obviously is a dress. You can see some similarities to it, like to the other one with this kind of like layering and the darker color palette and whatnot. It also had a full button, like, well, half button down back, I suppose you could say. It was a nice piece. I paid $4 at a thrift store, and it sold for $39.99 plus shipping. This I thought was going to do way better. Again, I bet you if I put it on a dress form and took better pictures, it probably would have done better as well. I'm learning slowly, you guys. Mountain Hardware, which I always think of as being a good outdoorsy brand and has done well for me in the past, but it just seems to have slowed down for me at this point. Maybe it's the season, I don't know. But it's a blue soft shell jacket, just like a zipper front one. There's the sort of logo symbol, as you will. I paid $3 for this at a rummage sale. It's sat for about 7 or 8 months at this point. So when someone offered me $20, I just went ahead and took it. This is a jeans brand that was new to me, but I could tell that they were quality when I picked them up. AYR is what they were. They were a great, like, distressed skinny jeans, so I just went ahead and grabbed them because they were $1. And then this is the label, just to go ahead and show you. Oh, and by the way, I have taken to putting this in my listings now. I have had so many issues, I feel, with, this is a tangent, I apologize, but with people trying to return things to me as item not as described because the waist isn't the same size as what is on the tag here. Like it measures differently to what is said on the tag, even though in all my listings I say in huge letters, please note, label reads this, however, the waist measures closer to this, not this, please see all measurements. It just doesn't seem to work. So I'm like, hey, let's see if we put some text in our photos, if that helps. So I will report back. Anyway, the buyer was really happy with these jeans, so no complaints there. I paid $1 at a rummage sale and they sold for $32.75 on a best offer. It's J. Jill, 100% linen. Oh no, it was a linen blend, my bad, but like an open front waterfall cardigan. I paid $4 at a thrift store for this, and I took a best offer of $25 within about a week or so of listing. And the final item I'm going to show you is this, as my example of the week of things lying around your house that you may not realize are worth money. So I've sold different pieces of different toys that my children have had and either destroyed or outgrown. Often I will donate things, but when other things are trashed, such as there was like a Little Tykes cozy coupe that we had, or coupe, whatever you want to say it, that we have had for a long time, and we got secondhand and it was just done for. Like it needed to go be recycled. It was, the weather had ravaged it or whatever. But the footboard we have not used because my children's legs were too long for it. So it was lying in the garage. And at first I thought, I guess I'll just like recycle that too. And then I decided to look it up. And hey, what do you know? Just like bits and pieces of the pack and plays, like I've shown you, this also apparently sells. So I stuck it up for $24.99 because I couldn't find any comps. I figured I would just try it, and it sold within a day or two for a best offer of $15 plus shipping. And for something that was lying in my garage destined for recycling, I will take $15. Oh, all right, you guys, that's everything I have to show you today, and I really hope that that was vaguely interesting or informative. Let me know how your sales are going. Are things starting to pick up again for you as the sort of, we're in the third quarter and fourth quarter draws near? Are you just working like me to try and get as many listings as possible up? Because I am like nose to the grindstone trying to get those listing numbers up so the like theoretical influx of customers have plenty to choose from. I don't know. Anyway, what else can you do? But let me know how it's going. I'd be really interested to find out. And guys, thank you so much for coming to hang out, and I hope you have an amazing week. Like if you like the video, subscribe if you want to see more, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye.